What's up, everybody? Welcome to Are You Down with LPT, the podcast where agents like you share their stories, experiences, and insights to help each other level up and thrive. In every episode, we're diving deep into the real-life challenges, wins, and lessons from the front lines. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just getting started, this is the place to connect, learn, and grow together. So, if you're ready to get down with LPT and take your game to the next level, let's jump in. Welcome back to Are You Down with LPT? I'm with Jess Kettleson today, and Jess here with RealClear Settlement. How you doing, Jess?
I'm doing well. How about you guys?
We're good. Alyssa just got back from her bachelorette party.
Oh,
yeah,
fun.
Did you get invited?
No, I did not. No, you probably don't want to invite me. I'm getting old. That's what it is. Not as fun as I used to be.
Yeah, well, I mean, she's clearly not going to invite me, but I was telling her I went to bed at 8:30 Friday night, so...
Mine's usually about 8:30, 9 o'clock.
That's what happens when you get older. Well, Jess, many reasons we have you on today. One of the reasons that RealClear is one of our preferred partners, and we're real appreciative of that partnership and all you guys do. And then another reason, like you're just a wealth of knowledge. And so if I've got an issue, I mean, I guess beyond real estate, you'd probably take my call, but real estate issue, title, 1031 exchange, whatever it might be, you are always a great resource for me. So appreciate that. Like I said, a wealth of knowledge. So why don't you just kick us off? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
You bet. So I have been in real estate now 24 years, although I look 19. So
yeah, you do.
Hard.
Yeah.
I thank you for putting up with that too. I've done everything from title and closings to being a real estate agent to 1031s to being a legal assistant. So I kind of have a good full gamut of the real estate world and all kind of facets of it. So that's probably why I get a lot of those questions.
What was your first year in real estate?
2001. Yeah, I would have been in high school. I couldn't remember. You're so used to saying 2020. 2001, I would have been a senior in high school.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you beat me to it. I joined 2004, but yeah, a long time.
Boy, it's really aged you way more.
I know,
than
more than you. I've got some gray and my beard at least. But
if I grew one, I probably would.
And you've got a daughter, I know.
I do have a daughter.
Married with a daughter.
Yep, she's 17, graduates this year. So I'm going through that stage of life.
Yeah,
it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, that is a whole different stage. Sent my oldest off last year. So there's some adjustment with that, but I know you'll be all right.
I only had one chance, so I hope I didn't mess it up. Yeah. That's my biggest hope.
So how'd you get started, in the title part of it? I know you started way back in 2001, a lifetime ago, but how did you, on this side of things, get going?
You betcha. And so when I started back in real estate, I could have graduated as a senior, but I wanted to play sports. And of course, you can't graduate and still play sports.
Yes.
And so what I did is I found a co-op workspace with an attorney's office that just did real estate work. So I started kind of in that title aspect of it, typing title opinions. Then we started doing closings, and then it just kind of stuck. Here I am still 20 plus years later.
Yeah. So today, how long have you been with RealClear?
8 years.
8 years. So today, well, I mean, you got a couple of roles, but what's your role?
Yep. So my role is general manager. So I make sure the wheels stay on the bus most of the time.
Yeah.
Make sure people stay sane, answer those hard-hitting questions that, again, some of our closing agents or our transaction coordinators can't handle.
Yeah, and you got to, jump in to kind of the daily routine, time, right?
Yeah. Sometimes I get to show up at closings, and everybody always says, do you get to do this all the time? And I was like, God, I wish I got to do this all the time. This is the best part of it. But no, I do not get to do that.
Yeah. How many employees would RealClear have today?
Yep, we have 13 employees.
13.
Yep, spread all across Iowa.
Yeah, So I guess hit that while you're here. I mean, you guys are beyond Des Moines. Obviously, our hub's Des Moines, but you guys are...
Yeah, we have an office in Des Moines. We have one in Cedar Falls, Pella, and Lamar's. And then Cedar Rapids, we kind of have a satellite office that we pop into. Yeah,
I talked to an agent from Cedar Rapids today, and, it says you do all of their transaction coordination for him. So, yeah. You guys are all over the place.
We are.
Wow, look at you.
Yeah. The good thing is when you hold a Iowa Division of Banking license, you can do it throughout the entire state. You're not just socialized into there. And we use things like technology is a great thing to utilize. I know, so fancy. Although as the older I get, I'm like, oh God, we got to use AI. What's going on here? But then we also use a ton of notaries that we know, we trust, we train. And so then we can kind of go towards more of those borders across there.
Yeah. So I'm, we've got 100 and almost 70 agents at Legacy. I think many of them know RealClear, but they may not know everything your company offers. So thinking of our agents, just tell us a little bit about RealClear Settlement.
You bet. So I think most of us know us for title and closings.
Yep.
So we do that, again, throughout the entire state. We do transaction coordination. So we offer a couple different packages.
Oh, we'll get into that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm backing up. I'm jumping ahead.
I'm just looking for general. Okay.
Yep. We do 1031s. We have a real estate school where we offer, again, free CEs.
Yeah, we've had a lot of our agents jump into that.
You get
before.
to hang with me for an hour.
You two do all that teaching then?
I do. Yeah. Got to get this knowledge out some way.
Yeah.
But and then again, we do remote online notary. That's another service that we offer too. And so we kind of, again, do all the things. Anything type real estate related minus abstracting. We do not do abstracting.
Yeah. Maybe what are things maybe our agents don't see behind, I'll get my little closing pack and I know it's done, but what are some of the things that maybe they don't see behind the scenes that your team handles?
You betcha. So we do our own deed work. So again, we do our own deed work issued through an attorney. And so a lot of people don't know that. They just see it randomly show up in their hands too. We also do a lot of client communication as well. So again, sometimes people just hand us their clients' names and want us to run with it. And so we take care of a lot of that too.
Yeah. So if one of our agents, they have options. So why choose RealClear?
Yeah, I think our vast wealth of knowledge and span too. And so a lot of agents, they don't do business in just one area. Sometimes they branch out, and we have spreadsheets upon spreadsheets galore of all of these different areas. And all of our agents, our closing agents, our transaction coordinators, we all have been doing this a long time. We tend to recruit people who have been doing this for years and years. And so, and then we try and train younger ones to try and follow in their footsteps when I want to retire sometimes here too. But I think total for our agents, we probably have 350 years of real estate experience.
350 years?
Yeah.
Wow. That's
a lot.
That is a lot.
Yeah.
That is a lot of years. So we're going to talk about our partnership here a little bit. What does a great partnership between an agent and a settlement company look like?
Yeah, if you could give me one trait of what a good agent is, it's communication.
Yeah, right.
Sometimes, again, we have some agents that we work with that will never answer an email or never answer their phone when we call. And usually we're only emailing or calling you because we need something.
Yeah.
We want to take care of most of that stuff on the back end. So communication is a huge partnership collaboration, because in the end of the day, none of us get paid until that deal closes. So we don't charge if we don't close. You guys don't get paid. And so it's that good collaboration so that we're all working towards that end factor.
Been asked hey, what makes a great real estate agent? And communication's usually near or at the top of the list. And it amazes me that some people can make it in this business with the lack of communication. Because I'm if you're communicating like that with me, what are you communicating with your clients? I'm
Absolutely.
If you could be a good communicator, you're halfway there to make it in this business.
Yeah, and I say again, doing what you say you're going to do too. If we say, hey, this document needs to be signed. Do you want to do it? Do you want us to do it? And they say, no, I'll take care of it. And then it never gets done. That's really hard for us because we can't move to the next step until that's done. Or then it looks poor on our part because we didn't go sign it. So again, just doing what you say you're going to do is a huge thing. It seems so lame. It seems like a lame thing is, hey, talk to us and do what you say you're going to do.
Yeah, we go back to elementary here. It seems easy. Agents, so talk about communications here a little bit, but how early in the process should an agent involve RealClear?
Yeah, we usually as soon as it goes pending. Again, we do have other packages that I'm not supposed to talk about right now. It's a little bit different story. But as soon as it goes pending, or if you have questions even before you do that transaction, before you write that purchase agreement. I know I had one of your agents reach out this weekend and say, hey, here's the scenario. How would I write this up? Or how do you guys want to see that? Perfect. Then we can head it up from the beginning so we're not having to do amendments or addendums in there. And so even if you have a question beforehand, reach out. I think I need a hotline, 1-800-CALL-JESS.
Yeah.
So there probably is. Do not call that number because it probably is something random that you do not want to call.
Be careful.
But anytime, again, before it goes, the worst part is when we get a file and it's hey, this is supposed to close on Wednesday and you didn't have this? Nope, no, we didn't.
No,
so
and I think that's important for our agents. Their job is really to let our admins know, but certainly it doesn't help to let you guys know. But if we don't see it, you guys probably aren't going to see it. And these aren't things that are going to happen in a few days. we need a good 30 days to make sure this stuff happens.
I think the biggest thing is there's so many parties involved in a transaction that sometimes agents don't realize. It's like, hey, we have abstractors and attorneys and deed attorneys and all of these people that need to touch this file, and all of them need a couple days to get their stuff done. And so the sooner the better, for sure.
Any mistakes you see agents make?
How long is this podcast?
Maybe the biggest. What's the biggest or most common might be a better thing that agents, mistake from the time this goes pending to closing.
Yeah, I'll talk about maybe one of the pet peeves of our closing agents too is like not asking questions. And so the biggest one that we see is probably somebody shows up to sign their deed and the deed says a single person and the person signing goes, "Oh, well, I'm married."
Yeah.
You're like,
oh,
okay, because again,
nice
we know that everybody has to sign that. And so I think just asking those questions. And if anybody needs, we have a listing questionnaire to ask, which ask questions like, hey, are you married? Do you have any judgments out there against you? Are you paying child support right now? Is there a septic tank on there? So that we can head up some of these questions in advance too. And so we have some really good agents that will actually fill that out at that listing appointment, just send it to us just so that we have it. Once that file goes pending, we're already working on a child support affidavit for them. So things like that just come up.
Yeah, maybe we have that in our loops already. I don't know.
Maybe you do. I don't know.
If
if not, I can help you out with that.
Maybe, yeah. Thank you. 1-800-CALL Jess. What do the best agents consistently do?
Yeah, I think the best agents continually learn. I see some of the best agents in my classes all the time. Even if they know this stuff, sometimes they'll just get that like one little tidbit. They're also very organized too. Yeah. They have stuff written down. I think one of my owners always said, hey, if you're doing something twice, make sure it's automated. So have that question automatically written down so you know that you have to ask that, because as agents, you're super busy. You're bopping around. You're trying to remember everything. And so if you go through a checklist, like go through that checklist, mark stuff off so you know you got that answer too. Yeah. I know I'm getting older and I don't know if I'm forgetting stuff all the time, but if I don't write it down, if it's not in my calendar, I'm not showing up.
I 100%. Yeah. That is me. I have to put in my calendar on my phone. I write in my little notebook here, and then I
send myself an email.
Yeah, I text myself often because I have a tendency to check all my texts. So I'll text myself. I can't forget that. Yep. Yeah. So, and even all those, and I still occasionally miss things. But,
you're busy. Again, I think that's the problem is that agents are so busy bouncing around to things that you need systems in place. Agents that if I had to start over as an agent, like getting those systems in place from day one would be fantastic. Yeah. Whereas sometimes, again, you get going and you're so excited and you forget about some of the little stuff.
Yeah. So you teased us on the TC services. So I guess let's go there. Talk us through I guess what you guys offer in the transaction coordination services.
You bet. So we realize that all agents are different. Some agents love to have communication with their clients and some love to just sell houses. And once it goes pending, like, I want to wash my hands of that. Or some of them are really good at inputting their own listings, and some of them are not really good at that. And so we offer kind of 3 different tiers of packages too. And so one of them is just your basic package, which is again what we provide for most of the agents here at LPT. Your deed package, making sure all payoffs are in there and numbers are balanced, things like that too. And then we offer kind of like a communication package, which is where we kind of take the reins with your agent or with your clients and make sure that they're scheduling in inspections. They know what to expect from those inspections. And so we have some templated emails that go out. And then we also work with agents to get some of their preferred vendors online too. So if you always use the same pest inspector, perfect. We're always going to order that pest inspection with that. Or if you have a list of 3 home inspectors, we provide that in those services. And so we really just try and again, take off that burden of making sure that you make it to closing so that agents can do the fun stuff so that they can do focus more on getting your closing gifts and, again, making an experience for your clients rather than worry about, oh, crap, I got to send that. It's Sunday night. I got to send my templated emails that I send every Sunday. Yeah. And so making sure that, again, they're staying on top of their files.
And there's some agents that, I think not everybody would probably be a good fit for that. I think there's some with the amount of business they're doing, they are detail oriented. They've got their processes in place. They can probably handle it. Even those people, they get to a certain point in their business. It's like, okay, if you want to continue to grow your business, you want to start selling more, you got to start handing some of that stuff off. Because if you spend your time I don't want to call it the weeds because that sounds bad, but if you spend your time doing all those activities and not selling and not generating new business, it's hard to build that business, and the need for a TC is very important. And then there's some people, whether they sell 1 or 100 houses, they desperately need a TC because that is not not there. And there's many personalities like that here in real estate.
Yeah, and we do a couple different things too. Some people consider like our service as a service to their client. So they charge our client for their service, so they're not having to pay for it. And some of them are like, I personally need this help. And so we charge them for the service too. So it's, again, we're pretty flexible on that piece too. And so we kind of work with agents about what they need and what their business practices are, because every agent has a right to run their business a different way. And so we want to help them get to that.
I don't know if you want to talk about pricing or if that's kind of just more depending on what the agent needs, or what does that look like?
Yeah, I usually like to have like a 15-minute conversation with agents to figure out what they need and what package works best for them too. And so again, we do that 3-tier pricing of what works for them. And so we kind of sit down with them and say, hey, you really only need this package. Or maybe they have the basic package someplace else, but they want us to just do the communication package. And so we sit down and have those conversations and make it feasible for them too.
Yeah, so it's not here's the pricing, it's what do you need?
Yep,
let's
absolutely.
figure out on the pricing.
Yep,
so
more a la carte type service.
Oh, love that. That's great.
That's fancy.
Oh, using big words
Had
today.
my coffee today. Here we go.
So, we talked about the, on the list side, but this may apply here too. But at what point does someone involve a TC?
We do it both on both the listing and the purchase side too, especially that communication package. Because again, buyers, they got a lot of stuff to get done. And even sometimes that communication just with the lender to make sure the lender has their stuff together. And so again, both of the bottom tier practices are probably, again, that right when it goes pending, people start to rope us in. Hey, here's our new purchase agreement. You take it from here. If we're doing some more of that, even client communication before it goes pending, then the moment you sign a buyer broker agreement, we can start that process. Or the moment you're going to go to a listing, we can get your listing documents prepared. And so again, we have those little different options that we work with agents on what they need.
Yeah. So maybe speak to the buy side a little bit. Like what other things happen from even that BBA signed to before offer, after offer?
Yeah. So once you have a BBA signed, or you're going to, we can even help you fill out that BBA too. Basically what we do is we have an email that goes out to those buyers saying, hey, welcome. We're going to be, again, your kind of concierge through this process too. We work with your agent, so you have a double set of eyes on everything. And then once it goes pending, then again, we start to rope them back in too and say, hey, we're so excited for you, and we're going to work with this agent to make sure that you make it to closing too. And then if we have the closing too, then you have another set of eyes and another partner in there to make sure that you get it done. And so our goal is to work with people that want to create great experiences and remarkable experiences for their people. We don't want to work with the agents that just want to do deals. That's fun, but you need to like people and get your clients going. Because again, you guys work by referral, we work by referral. And so we want this to be a good process for everybody. And then get continuous feedback too. So many closing companies, transaction coordinators, attorneys are so in their rut without getting feedback. And so once you do a couple of deals with you, we like to give you a call and say, hey, what's working, what's not working? Let us know. We're always moving processes, which probably doesn't make employees very happy sometimes. Where I'm like, here's something new we're going to do. But we try it, see if it works and see if it lands, and then continue to update too.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's good. Good. So I want to go a little bit beyond closing here. And like I said earlier, you're a great resource. Any unusual questions that come up often, like repetitive ones? Like I get this asked quite a bit.
My rule is always, if I get asked the same question twice, we haven't done a good enough job explaining it. And so whether it's a frequently asked question, or we send out a newsletter every month to agents and lenders. And so then we start to answer some more of those or teach a class about it. I think some of the biggest ones that we get are probably, hey, who needs to show up at closing? Which sounds like a random thing, but it's like, hey, mom and dad are giving them money. Do they need to sign up? Or hey, maybe only dad's giving money, but he's married. And so we get a lot of that. Who's supposed to be at closing too? I think that's one of the biggest questions we get is, again, like who's supposed to be at closing? Who's supposed to sign? The other one sometimes that we get is, hey, my parties want title in a trust, and we're a day out from closing, and they're getting a loan on the property. And so
I had this happen last week. So
it's your fault. That's what it is.
Well, I don't know. I mean, people didn't even tell me. Again, maybe that's in your questionnaire.
It is in the questionnaire. How are your buyers taking title? Or hey,
I guess I should have read that.
So I think maybe we need to add that to the listing package there. So I think some of those questions, again, we answer up front or we answer throughout the process to try and get there. But boy, we get some doozies. So, after all these years, I'm like, okay, I think I've seen it all. And always get hit with this one more question. Let me pull out the title standards because I don't remember what that answer is too. Right now, we're seeing a ton of judgments and foreclosures and short sales right now.
Yeah, more than we've seen.
More than we've seen in a long time,
probably
too.
Since 08, 09, it seems.
Yeah, and so I think if you know that something's, first of all, do an estimate of proceeds so you kind of know what those are going to be too. But if you know something's going awry, let's start the process right away. We've had a couple that have made it to closing and showed up that they had $20,000, $30,000 worth of judgments. And guess what? They don't have the money to pay those. So we need to do some homestead platting. And boy, that takes time and effort. And we want to make sure the buyers stick with it too. And so I think if you know it's going to be close to, especially in these days and times that we're kind of seeing, let us know right away so that we can get to working on that.
I had one a couple of years ago, and it might have been 2 years, maybe not even that long. But anyway, so there was a lot of judgments, liens, and there was a lot going on. And I was trying to figure out a way to save this. In the end, I think you helped me realize that this one ain't being saved. But is there a time, at what point maybe should an agent say, I need additional help here. I need to make a call. Maybe they're calling me or Tracy. We might call you. But is there a point in that process agents should jump in and make that call?
Yeah, I think first off, if you ask these questions at the very beginning of the process, you'll usually, hey, I got a judgment out there against me. If you ask it, then is a good time being like, hey, this may not work too. I know I had one of your agents reach out about a FERPTA, which we don't see very often, but they had a foreign person who was selling a property. And boy, then we have to worry about withholdings. And so then that turns things a little bit. But I think once you get the title opinion, and if you see their stuff on there, let us know right away. Or if we call and say, hey, this one has 3 judgments. Are they going to have the money? Don't just assume that they do or that it will be okay. Like, we need to start doing some more work and some leg work on there too. And Ashley, who does TC work for a ton of you guys, she loves title issues, which I think she's got, I don't know what's wrong with her. I always say, like, don't say that into the world, because that's when usually it comes to. But like, we have a lot of team that loves to problem solve. I think that's, you kind of need that in this space. And so they love to problem solve and figure out how we can get the deal done. There are very few deals where we're like, this just isn't going to work. Like, it may take extra time and effort, and boy, you may need to find another buyer while we're cleaning this stuff up. But most of the time, you can solve something too.
I think that's key for our agents. And a lot of times, I mean, you said we don't know there's an issue until we ask the right questions. And you should definitely ask those sooner rather than later, so you don't get down the road and lose the buyer or move on to it, whatever.
And what I usually say is, like, I hate to say this, but blame us, like, when you're asking those questions, because a lot of people, they don't want now Kyle's just going to blame me for everything. But like, when you're asking those questions, like, hey, do you have a judgment out there against you? Like, it seems like a really personal, like, I'm trying to weed in question, but say, hey, my title people are going to know that anyway. And so, like, hey, I'd rather ask you now and get this out there so that they can start working with you on there. And so, like, blame us for getting some of that personal information. Or, hey, you're going through a divorce. Are you going to be divorced yet? Because so many people are like, oh, they're going through a divorce. Perfect. I'm just going to have this one person sign. And you're like, whoa, they're not going to be divorced for 3 months after closing. So we need to plan some more stuff for that.
So all that's great. Let's say we got a brand new agent. We got a lot of new agents that have started in the last year or so and still learning the business. Any piece of advice for, a new agent as they think about this side of the deal?
Yeah, I would say, I'm going to do a shameless plug here too, because I can. Twice a year, we teach a title and closing 101 class. And even agents who are brand new or agents who have been doing it a long time, they learn stuff from that, because when you take your real estate classes, they don't teach you anything about title and closing. I think that was one of probably the most surprising things when I took the agent classes, is like, what is this?
It's all
like,
lost stuff.
And so, like, they're just trying to keep you out of jail. They're not teaching you how to, like, sell or do anything in here. And so I would say take that class, because it's a wealth of knowledge. And if you can't take it at the time that we're offering it, like, reach out. I'm happy to walk you through anything, or ask your TC questions as you go along the way. Like those first couple deals, even whether you're hand-holding with your broker or with your TC, like, it needs hand-holding because you don't have a darn clue what's going on. I've seen people who have been in the business a long time that still don't know what's going on too. Or why do you need that document? We've needed this document for the last 20 years. Like, it is what it is. And so again, just having those conversations is great.
Well, Jess, appreciate it. That's a lot of great information. If our agents wanted to connect, and whether it's the TC side or just with you, with the company, what's the best way to connect with RealClear?
Yeah, don't dial 1-800-CALL-JESS until I get that number. Do not call that yet. Yet is the key word too. If you email info at realclearsettlement.com, we usually get you routed to the right person. Otherwise, if you're just trying to reach our TCs, we have TC at realclearsettlement.com. If you need to reach me, my name is Jess, and it's only JES. If you do put two S's in there, it's fine. It'll still come to me because I've learned my lesson that way too. Yeah. Then again, we'll get you routed to the right person. Email is usually the best. We do use text message. You can always text us on our office phones too. Phone calls are sometimes hard because we're out bouncing around from closing to closing or in calls with other people too. But email will always get back to you. Our rule is trying to get back to you in at least 24 hours.
And if someone's thinking about the, a la carte TC stuff, they should email you about that.
Yeah. If you want to email me. Otherwise, if you've ever received an email from RealClear, there is a link at the very bottom that says, "Hey, I'd love to learn more about this." You can click that link at the bottom and it'll pop up to our calendar where you can automatically schedule it too.
Yeah. Great. Well, Jess, we appreciate you. Appreciate our partnership. Appreciate you being a wealth of knowledge that you're always willing to share, whether I call or we're doing a class or anything else. So
I always say the more I can get out of this head here, the easier it makes our job. Like, again, the more other people know this stuff, then I don't have to deal with it when it comes to me. So I'm happy to share.
100%. Thank you, Jess.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.
Thanks for listening. And until next time, this is Are You Down with LPT? That's a wrap for today's episode of Are You Down with LPT? Thank you so much for tuning in. We hope you get some valuable takeaways to apply to your journey. New episodes drop every Friday, so make sure to subscribe so you never miss out. And hey, if you have your own story you'd like to share or questions you'd like to dive into, hit us up. Until next time, stay down with LPT and keep leveling up. Catch you in the next one.